Welcome to another lovely episode of The Candid Savage. If you have not listened to The Candid Savage before, my name is Ashley Michele, and I'm the host of this lovely podcast where I talk about everything health, fitness, lifestyle, and, well, pretty much everything in between. Today's podcast, we're going to talk about weight loss. This is a part 2. If you haven't listened to the podcast of Stephanie Michele on the last one, which is one of my top 5 podcasts, you need to go back and listen. And then come on and listen to the part 2 or do it reverse. I mean, like people in Quebec, they do everything in reverse. Anyways, brought her back on to tell us how she's been doing the last 9 months because she's been going through a really awesome weight loss journey on Instagram. If you want to follow her, it's at Holy Crap I'm Fat. And she does the most hilarious shit, not even just by herself, but also with Nut Fog, who we'll probably hear about during this podcast. But Stephanie from Wyoming, how are you tonight?
I am doing very good. Thank you.
This is fantastic. We're both in our homes in 2 different countries at nighttime doing this podcast. It's quite nice.
I know, my head is exploding. I don't understand.
So how have you been since like the last time we spoke?
Oh my God. You know, I'm still the hot mess that I was back in the day. My struggle is real.
So if you guys haven't listened to the podcast before, a little backstory. Stephanie started this crazy weight loss journey. Like, how much did you start off with your weight?
I started at 340 pounds.
How are you at like today's date?
Right now, I'm at 289.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, I'm still a tank, but, you know, not as big.
You're a smaller one.
Yes, we have less weapons in the tank now, so that's good. We can move easier.
So what are the reasons why, not just because she's a shit show, but I also wanted to bring her back on because, like, let's be honest, when you're in weight loss, there's a lot of ups and downs, there's struggles, and with social media these days, there's just too many people putting up pictures and these quotes and making it seem like weight loss is the easiest thing in the world. But if you've ever gone through it or know someone that is going through it, we all know that it's not that easy. And there's a lot of mental struggle, physical struggle, emotional struggles. And I know with you, like I follow you and I talk to you now, and there is quite a bit of that throughout the journey.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess tell us like the last 9 months, kind of the little hiccups that you've had along the way. I know there was a trainer and then you kind of like started doing stuff on your own. And you have these hashtags.
Oh God, the trainer. Oh God. What an
I brought
that up. Yeah, you know, my trainer, I thought she was going to be fantastic for me. And I know that if anybody that has followed me over the past year listening to this podcast knows that I was doing really, really well with my trainer. I mean, I was getting up at, you know, the ass crack of dawn at 5 o'clock. It was dark. It was freezing. And I like to bitch. I do like to bitch. I'm a whiner, but I do it. So my trainer, you could not find 2 opposite personalities to work with each other. So it's either going to work or it's not. And what ended up happening was she just started pushing me a little bit harder than I was comfortable with. I remember the first time that she got me to jog. And I remember that video that I did too. I mean, I was in tears because I can't remember the last time that I actually jogged for 10 minutes. I'm not going to, you know, I'm like, you know, old. So
I can barely jog for 10 minutes.
God. Well, okay. All right, girl. Then I'm feeling a lot better about myself right now.
I fucking hate cardio. So overrated.
Yeah, but I was, I'm not a small person. So when I started jogging, my left knee started feeling pretty bad. And so every time we started working out, I loved the weights. I loved working on my core. I loved all that stuff, the strength training. But then she was really pushing me to keep doing that jogging, and my knee started kind of, it wasn't working as good. So I ended up starting to have some anxiety before I started working out. The whole drive for me to want to work out was going away. So one day I just decided that my text, this is a very sad story. This is so sad. Oh my God. So I texted her and I said, how about let's just take a break? Just a little break, and let me just get back on track. Let me get my knee figured out, and sent it. And then crickets. Nothing from her. I'm like, are you there? Nothing. Hello? Nothing. She dumped me. She dumped me. My trainer totally broke up with me. And yeah, so if you're, oh God, that's embarrassing when that happens.
It's not embarrassing. I probably shouldn't say anything because maybe I don't know the whole story, but that's kind of a douche move.
And the thing is, that was a douche move. But again, I'm a whiner. I'm a baby. I'm not going to say that I didn't have anything to do with the breakup. I just wish the breakup maybe had more words to it. That's all. Call me crazy. I don't know. So that's kind of what happened with the trainer. And since my trainer, obviously, I'm a human being that is not motivated in the workout area. So what does that mean? Oh, I don't have to get up at 5 o'clock anymore. Yeah. So.
You know what, though? With, anything fitness, and I'm just going to shoot my mouth off because I've been in the industry forever. And in my book, I put it right in my book. It's in one of the chapters where it says, you need to find what works best for yourself. And if 5 a.m. isn't it, then it's not it. Then find the time that works best for yourself. I only train in the early afternoon because for me, I find that's the best time for me to train. If I train early in the morning, I'm as useless as a fucking tits on a bowl. If I train really late at night, same deal. So, and with my own clients, I don't coach them all the same because everyone is just so different. And yes, you have the whiners. Then you have the people that just don't say a fucking word. And then you have the people that are super excited. But you have to be able to coach all those different kinds of people to get them where they're going. But in your case, if you find that 5 a.m. it's not for you, well, we gotta find out when it is.
Well, it was working. And, if I can mention those people that get excited about it, I want to punch in the face. I have just, my brain does not work that way. I wish it did. And God, all these women that I follow on Instagram are just like, okay, just got done with the 10-mile bike ride. I'm like, you know what? Fuck off. Just fuck off. Okay. I'm lucky I just brushed my hair today. Okay. So, yeah. So, but yeah, the thing is, the one thing that I found out through that whole process with my trainer was that I did enjoy the strength training, and I enjoyed it at a 30-minute interval. And again, I think what happened with me was we just started going way too fast for what I was mentally, emotionally, let's be honest, and physically able to do. So right now, I'm taking things slow again, and I'm feeling a lot good. I'm feeling better about myself with exercise. I still hate it. Let's just.
Yeah, exercise isn't meant for everybody.
Do it. So again, in my brain, I don't want to, but I have to. I don't want to, but I have to. It's which one is going to win that day. So, and luckily right now, I know I have to is winning. So
after you had the obstacle of, okay, I have no more trainer, and you had to start doing it on your own, what were some of, and people listening, the reason why I'm asking this is because some of you listening probably have the exact same thoughts or issues with your own weight loss or even just activity. So what were some of the other kind of struggles that you've had after the trainer that you've had to struggle with and kind of like kind of
You know,
navigate your way through?
I think one of the biggest things for me was that feeling of failure. That I failed. I still really didn't get any closure with her to kind of, talk it out. And again, because
Mhm.
of that, I didn't exercise again. I mean, I, there was probably, I'm just trying to think when she broke up with me. Yeah, she broke up with me. Did I mention that? Um, Probably I was like around April, I believe. And so there was a month then that I was, kind of getting into depression again. I was not eating the right foods again. I had luckily only gained probably about 5 pounds. And then one of the things in May, I just kept being a part of the keto community for me. And,
Mhm.
I read all the books, I saw the successes. And so I decided in May that I was going to go full keto. And I loved it. I loved it. I did a whole
Mhm.
2 day fast before I started to kind of get things out of my system. Started following, figured out the macros. I did not know what the hell a macro was before I started. I do now. But when I was doing keto, what I loved about it is like the whole of compulsive overeating that usually is going on in my brain completely went away. And I just love
Mhm.
that. I just absolutely love that. And then um, in the first part of June, I had my colonoscopy. Now that was just what? Where did that come from? Okay. So I had a colonoscopy and
Yeah.
everything was semi okay. We had some polyps, but we don't need to talk about that right now. It's my cross to bear, not yours. Um, and then I went to my mother's, the worst trip I've ever had in my entire life. But what happened was, now this is again, we're raw here, right? People, we're talking real shit, literally. I ended up having to go to the emergency room because there was something going on downstairs that looked really. So,
Yeah.
yeah, what ended up happening, I had an internal hemorrhoid that broke. That's disgusting. First
Oh
of all,
wow.
I don't wish that on anybody. Okay, yeah.
I didn't
It
even know that could
does.
happen.
It totally does, and it happened to me. Oh God, and I was in South Dakota when it happened.
Hmm.
Okay, all right. So anyway, so I'm
Are you
I'm
okay over
reliving the
there?
whole experience again in my head. Not to mention, I was with my overbearing mother at the time too. So, but after that, I was talking to my doctor, well, the ER doctor at the time, talking about my diet, and she was saying that this could be a huge problem for some people. And again, I'm like years old, and so my whole digestive system is not that of a 20-year-old. So um, the whole thing with keto now, since June, I've been trying to work around that. I got magnesium, I'm taking fiber, I'm doing all that other stuff, and it's just things just start moving as good as it should. So
Yeah.
keto now, as of August, I'm looking at changing that up right now too. So um, I I'm all so really
So much.
seriously. How much time this podcast is going to go on for 2 years?
Go
Oh,
on forever for eternity. But back to the point, I'll help you out here because back to the point where you're talking about
yeah.
keto and how you're looking at switching it up. That's actually a fantastic thing, especially for a woman, because women that stick to keto don't change it up, especially with we're talking about
Let's
a
do it.
macro right now. We'll talk about carbs. Women need that. Women need carbohydrates for their thyroid, especially when women go to a certain point strict keto. You're going to run into some hormonal and thyroid issues, and even adrenal. So we need to supplement a little bit. I'm not saying go eat fucking pizza every day, but you need to be able to do more of a high fat, low carb, which people is not the same thing as keto. A lot of people think it's the same, but it's not. High fat, low carb, that could be like your next switch because your carbohydrate content is a little bit higher than what you're used to now, but your fat content is still high, and your protein is still very kind of like mediocre. You're just getting more carbohydrates help supplement to help your
Right,
hormones and your thyroid and everything.
obviously
So that could
my
be
butt
a
needs
second
some help
stage for
too.
you.
So, squats. Well, it's
Squats.
internal, Ashley. It's internal. Look at, we're talking about hemorrhoids.
I know, I'm kidding.
Who knew
Go with
that?
your butt squats. I wanted to get
Do
off
you?
the,
Okay,
the hemorrhoid
we can
train
certainly
here.
do that. Sorry, everybody. I'm just saying keto can be scary sometimes, but hey, I'm still alive. I'm kicking. And I'm moving forward.
There you go.
Moving forward.
Perfect. So, we covered trainer exit. We covered
Yes.
an explosive hemorrhoid. And then we're at diet. So, you and Nutfog, if you guys don't know who Nutfog is, literally look up Nutfog on Instagram. You'll find him. These two are pretty funny. They do the most ridiculous shit. I see him working out with you in some of your Instagram videos. So I'm assuming that he is a big kind of like push for you to keep going with your journey.
Amazing support. He's hilarious.
He's so funny.
And like I said, it's like a weekend every day when we're together because we do not act our age whatsoever. The shit that comes out of our mouths, we're like, did we just say that? So yeah, go check out Nutfog. He is amazing. No, Nutfog is one of my friends that probably eats the healthiest. He can do yoga. I don't understand yoga. And he can build decks like a mother. I know. He's fantastic. I don't want anybody to think that just because you're gay, you can't build a deck, because that girl is on it. On it. Yes. So yeah, I have a best friend, and I do have a husband, believe it or not, and he's very supportive as well. So no, I don't.
Is that Nutfog texting you over there?
I live in Wyoming, and sometimes I think I'm getting lots of notifications. I'm just going to turn this thing off. So let's go ahead.
I'm going to blame it on Nutfog.
It's his fault.
Fuck you, Nutfog. He's trying to be part of the podcast. Don't worry, I'll have a separate one for you, Nutfog. Don't worry.
Oh, what?
It'll be like the gay political podcast.
Really?
Okay, let's bring both. Well, you could. No. Yeah, we could put you in there. You could be like a supporter. I'm
just as political as he is.
Yeah, be a supporter. Oh my god, he's crazy. He's so funny though, but also not funny because like he makes some very valid points. Where even me as a Canadian, I'm like, that's happening there.
Oh,
but this is a whole other podcast
because us in America, we're holding on by a thread here. Just so you know, I don't know if I'm going to have electricity tomorrow. So, but thank you.
We only see what's on. Well, I don't even watch CNN anymore. I really don't. Like every time I turn CNN on, it's like the Donald Trump show of what kind of fucked up tweet
that's
did
what's
he put
happening
today.
though, Ashley. Oh my god. Yeah. Just don't watch. Don't watch.
I don't even watch it. I don't watch. No, I don't. I don't watch Fox, and if I do, I just laugh. But I don't. I don't watch it anymore because every time I put on like the American news, it's either like these fucking crazy shootings that are happening.
Welcome to America,
Donald Trump.
Welcome to America. Oh yeah, that's why I think Wayne and I are crazy because we have to be. We have to be to survive this because don't think I have a plan to come up and move in with you and Holly. We've got 2 more years, unless he's being investigated right now for collusion, but collusion's not a crime. But as the tweets come out, there's conspiracy and working with Russia, so things aren't looking good for Mr. Donald. So
Well, that's
I
fun.
will not call him my president. So you can edit this stuff, right? We're like so
I
off
can,
topic
but
right
will
now.
I?
Yeah.
I know. Well, hey, like my podcast has everything in between. Whatever.
Okay,
Okay, fine. Let's
let's
go
just.
back to the meaning of our fucking title here. So, let's talk about your hashtags because you've had this is your third one. And if, again, Stephanie's handle on Instagram is going to be on here, so you should follow to pay attention to the monthly hashtag. So far, there's been three. Now let's first. What was the first
Operation
one? The
No
first
Scale.
one was the
Yes.
Operation No Scale.
Mm-hmm. And that
That was
was
fantastic.
created because I'd been talking to a couple of my followers, and we were kind of discussing our obsession with stepping on the scale. Sometimes 3 times a day, just to see if we had lost, just a 1/16 of a pound. And that's ridiculous. Or I'd step on it every day. And I know I had a good eating workout day the day before. I would step on the scale and I'd gain 2 pounds. And again, that's water weight. But again, your mind's playing tricks on you. So you think, oh, I gained 2 pounds. Who cares?
Yeah.
Let's go eat a pizza. So that was one of the things, that's why I decided, you know what? Let's do a 30-day challenge of let's put the scale away and we're not going to step on it. Thus the Operation No Scale.
It's just fantastic. We talked about before we started recording, the amount of people that come into the gyms and want to weigh themselves. I know the location that's close to me here in the East End, I hide the scale in the trainer's office because people will come in before their workout, weigh themselves, and weigh themselves after. And some people get discouraged that they didn't lose weight because they just worked out or ran on a treadmill for, half an hour to an hour. So we hide the scale because the scale at the end of the day, it's a number, but it doesn't define your progress either. Which is why, like, we do measurements in body fat and how do your clothes fit, how do you feel. And so that's why when I saw your Operation No Scale,
and
I thought that was
the
fantastic.
thing is I don't know, because the reality of that damn scale is that we are all addicted to it. Maybe regular healthy people, like my husband's not, he doesn't have to step on the scale, but us that, are overweight, that are compulsive eaters, that are trying their damnedest to lose weight, that scale is everything to us. And I don't know how to stop it. It's just, it's a mind game that drives me crazy. So that's another struggle that I have that I'm working on, because I still, to this day, I'm not going to say that I don't step on the scale twice a day. Ooh, did I lose?
So how many, typically though, like after that Operation No Scale, like now, how many times do you typically weigh yourself?
And that operation, where that a challenge actually was, it started changing things in me. So I've noticed that I'm not stepping on it as much, but it's kind of starting to, seep back in there now that I'm back on track with eating and working out and things like that. So again, I may need to just a personal challenge for myself again, to just step on it once a week, because that's what we should be doing. But that damn brain, I don't know. If
you should take it and hide it at Nut Fogs in the bunker, and then so if you only see him once a week, well then you can only weigh yourself once
I
a week.
understand that, Ashley, but what's going to stop me from ordering one on Amazon and I'll get it in time? I'm just
Damn
saying,
it.
right?
Fuck you,
I'm just
Alexa.
saying that's the reality.
Well, the good news is you're doing better.
This is just going, I don't understand that. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Fuck you, Alexa.
Yeah. Fuck off, Alexa.
So, Operation No Scale, success. And then you had another one.
We did it. It was Operation Self-Love. And yes.
That one, yes.
Yeah,
That was last month, right?
that one was a trickier one, I think, with everybody. People, would direct message me on Instagram, and a lot of them in tears, just saying how hard it was. That the challenge
Mm-hmm.
itself was to say one nice thing about yourself. That's it. That's all you had to do. And it was amazing to me to find how many women struggled with this. And I know a lot of them dropped out of it halfway through. Um,
Wow.
I was talking to Nutfog too the other day because he was really into that challenge. But I think, some people just, they have no self worth or self love, which is part of the problem, I
Mm-hmm.
think, with their obesity or, their weight issues, is that specific issue. So, that one was pretty intense. I don't think I'll probably ever do one that intense because I can't afford to have a licensed therapist with everybody to walk them through it, which I felt maybe some people did. But, the one thing for me with that challenge that helped me was, I talked about some of the, obviously the physical things that I liked, but, and part of the things with the physical, I used to be so embarrassed to go out anywhere, and I'm a very social person. And when I got to the highest weight that I had been at 340, I isolated myself. I had a Facebook page where I would never show my body. I'm that stereotype of people taking, the pictures up from your head and never show how fat I was.
Mm-hmm.
So the last day of Operation Self Love, what I ended up doing was putting my bathing suit on and taking a picture of myself in a bathing suit, and I posted it to Instagram for everybody to see.
Good for
That,
you.
I've learned to, my weight does not define my personality. It doesn't define who I am. And just, Operation Self Love for me has obviously been something I've been working on for a long, long time. But just the progression to the end of that challenge for me to do that was a pretty big deal for me.
Well, I'm sure you opened up a lot of people's eyeballs with that challenge, and it's like what we were just talking about,
Mm.
fucking Donald Trump. But like, what's going on in the world? Everything is very negative. People are very negative, and I mean, it's easy for us as individuals to get negative about ourselves and forget about like the Operation Self Love, like telling yourself or giving yourself positive pointers about yourself, or even giving a compliment
Well,
to somebody
the
else.
thing is, what I
Or
found out is that one of my I think my life stories that I said was that, for a lot of us, it's so much easier to help somebody else or compliment somebody else than it is to help ourselves or give ourselves a compliment. You and
one
a
hundred
lot of
percent,
a lot of people, they were again in tears, just saying that hit me, that really hit me. Because all of my flat followers, I love every stinking one of them, and they all have hearts that are so big, and they're in caring fields, they're teachers, they're moms, and they're not taking care of themselves, they're taking care of everybody else, and so, um, but yeah.
no, these hashtags are great. The fact that, and I mean, your following just keeps growing and growing. So, I mean, think about how many more people you end up helping with these
Yeah.
hashtags. You probably help so many more people that you don't even have a clue. People are probably just really quiet about it, but I think these hashtags are great. And I think more people need to do kind of these projects. I know you do the month by month. I think more people need to do similar things to help kind of like bring that positivity and even like self-worth back
Well,
in, because a lot
you're
of it's
right,
lost.
and again, I sit there and I'm guilty of this. I'm not going to say I haven't watched, Up with the Kardashians, or I'm a huge Real Housewives fan. Just
That
I
show
know
was so ratchet. But it's so
I just can't get
addictive.
enough of the housewives in New York. Just can't. And
It's
they
true.
make me feel better about myself. But
Valid.
again, let's go back to like the models, like what is it, Gigi Hadid and her sister, and this is what you're supposed to look like in society. And if you're not in society looking like that, and there was I did post a picture of a bumper sticker called "No Fat Chicks" on my post. Oh my God!
Where did
I found
you find
it.
that?
It's a bumper sticker for $2.49. You can get them on Amazon. But there's a lot of places and a lot of communities where rednecks, sorry rednecks, but it's mostly you, that are throwing that bumper sticker on the back of your car. Because one of again, a lady that I was following was in her car doing a live and saying, "Oh great, there's a bumper sticker that says no fat chicks," and that makes you feel good. But our society shuns people that are overweight. So if we don't look a certain way and we're overweight, we're less of a human. And I haven't always been obese. I mean, I used to get along with the men folk quite well. Flirt real nice. And I haven't always been treated the way. I mean, I know how I was treated when I was thin, and I know how I'm treated when I'm obese. And the thin is better. I mean, let's be honest. But so how do you get through that bullshit? You have to get through that bullshit, and you have to start again knowing that you are worth it. Who gives a shit what anybody else thinks? You know what? And if anybody's showing that right now, who gives a shit what anybody thinks, it's not Fog and I, because we really don't. Okay.
I see your costumes.
Yeah, Imagine Biscuit was imagined a couple weeks ago, so you might have to go follow them. And it's Biscuit Biscuit is spelled Bisket or IT. Yeah, Imagine Biscuit. Yeah, they're just a bunch of they're showgirls that just didn't make it big, but they're still trying.
Too funny. Yes. I will find them and I will follow. So the newest hashtag.
Yes.
I've been following that too.
Yeah, I know you do.
I love it. I follow it and I watch.
Yes, and this one is Operation Move Your Ass. Yes, you move your ass, girl. And because I'm sitting here thinking we had a pretty deep one in July, and I said, and I wanted to challenge myself. That was really going to challenge me. The Operation Self-Love, I'm doing pretty good with that. But Operation Move Your Ass, really? That one's going to be hard. So I created it a lot for me to get motivated. I also looked at for the hashtag, because I'm trying to now get some hashtags that aren't being used so we can really tell our progress. And so everybody that's using it is part of that challenge, and we can all talk with each other and look at what each other's doing. So we started with Operation Move Your Ass with three people with the hashtag. And now we are over 550. And that's not even, we're not even through a week yet, are we? I don't even know.
Barely 7 days.
So a week into it, we increased it by over 500 hashtags. So obviously, a good one. This is a good one for everybody.
That's awesome.
And the thing that I love about it, also that I hate about it, is that I sit there and go through the hashtags and look at people, and NetFog is part of, helping with keeping the momentum going with this hashtag. It's making me work out. Because I'm watching these people working out, and I'm going, well, son of a bitch. Now I'm going to go put a bra on, some shoes on, and move my ass. So it's been a great challenge for me. And everybody has just motivated the shit out of me. God bless you. Bless them. Love you guys for that.
That's great, because if you were starting this hashtag, I just called a hashtag,
Okay.
hashtag, and
Hey.
it's my Canadian accent. If you fucking started this hashtag and all you did was sit on your ass, I think
You
that
think
might
that
be a
would
problem.
be just a tiny Well,
You'd be an
I didn't know
asshole.
it was going to take off like it did. It's like, oh, damn.
You're regretting it now, like, fuck.
Oh,
Damn
Operation
it.
Sit on Your Ass. There you go. I would be really sick. Ooh, no,
That'll be the new
of
one.
the next month, though.
That'll
the
be next month.
one, like, I don't know. We'll have to think about that. I do want to do something with water.
Which is Operation Piss Your Pants?
Operation Pee Your Pants, Operation Piss Your Pants. I don't know. Is there a hashtag? I turned off my phone. I don't even know. Is that even a thing? Okay.
I don't know. I'll look. I think
Piss
Operation
Your Pants.
Piss
Well,
Your
we've
Pants
got
could be
some
good.
mothers, with kids. So,
Okay.
I know some of them are kind of giggle. Okay, every guys, it's Operation Move Your Pants. So they're all quiet.
There's already
How many are in
already a hashtag Piss Your Pants. Piss Your Pants.
Oh, what
There's
about Operation Pee Your
1,700 public
Pants?
posts.
Like PE.
Do I have to write? Do I have to write Operation? Operation Pee Your Pants.
Woo!
Nope,
Okay.
you could.
I don't know.
No hashtags
We're gonna
found.
probably have to take a little poll to see what people think about that. Because yes, I do. Like I said, have some others. I do. I think so too.
I think it's
water
fantastic.
Is another thing that all of us bitches need to be doing. Getting that H2O in our systems.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's even
What?
I'm guilty of not drinking enough water. Like, true story. I if I'm at the gym, I'm pretty good considering I live in them pretty much. But I find for me, my weak point is when I'm not working in one of the gyms and I'm like a weekend type thing. I don't work at the gyms on the weekend. That is my weak point because I try and keep a water bottle with me, but even when I do, I don't refill it. So I end up not drinking nearly enough water as I should, and it's again typically on the days where I'm not
So
out and about going
Operation
to the
Pee Your
clubs.
Pants might be good for you on the weekend.
Exactly.
Now, does gin
Or
and
all the time.
tonic
The whole month.
consider hydration?
I was just about to ask you that question. Anyone that knows me knows
that's
my
mine
drink is
too.
gin and tonic.
Yeah.
I love it. So I just switch out to either soda water or water with some mint and lime with some cucumber.
And you're good. See, yeah, and
I'm good.
And I love the taste of water. I've always been a water drinker. But, getting in 100 and some ounces. What? Okay, so here's my thing too. How many?
You fucking Americans and your ounces.
Hey, we started the metric system in the 70s. Oh God! So I don't know what.
Yeah, well, you can end it.
Right?
It.
Obviously, I was the generation that failed the metric system, so they said, "Enough, we're done." Okay, so ounces and what is it? Not meters. Meters is miles. Liters. Okay.
We have liters.
So how many liters of water do you need to drink? I've heard that however much you weigh, you have to divide something by pi to get to the ounces or liters of what you need to drink.
That shit is so fucking complicated. So, typically, 2 liters, fuck pi, fucking MC squared, 2 liters. I don't know how much it is in ounces. I suck at math. Like, I stopped taking math in grade, 10? And I didn't have to take it after that, so I was like, fuck this shit.
Fuck physics.
Either did I would have failed my first day walking in the door. No thanks. But no, so liters, so for me, If I'm not working out, I got to drink 2 liters of water. If it's a workout day, it's up of
So is
like
that like
3
in
to
a
4.
water bottle? So you have like a regular water bottle. How many liters is that? Probably American, because Americans
Depends
listening to this
on
are going to
water
go,
bottle.
what the hell?
I mean,
Just say
just like Canadians are going to listen to this and be like,
we're
what the
dumb,
fuck?
Canadians.
So everyone, you know what? Everyone listening who's in the USA or in the USA, go on Google and put how many ounces per liter.
God.
And then you'll get it. There we go. Because I was just in the States. I was in New York like 2 weeks ago, and we're driving through, and I'm looking at your gas prices because you guys are by the gallon, and we're by the liter. So I'm looking at your gas prices, and I'm like, fuck, I wonder how much it is in liters. And I had to ask someone there who's an American to break it down.
So here's my
your
question,
gas
though.
is
Did
cheap.
that American know what liters were, apparently?
Yes, because his daughter is my partner. And she's Canadian.
You got lucky. You got lucky. Because I guarantee you, I walked down to the Maverick down here gas station, or the Get and Go, or the Come and Get. You know, I'm gonna say, how many is this in liters? And they're gonna go, what? Yeah.
And to be fair, though, New York is not that far from me. I can cross over in Ogdensburg and be in upstate New York.
I can go to Target and it'll take me 2 hours. I know. Welcome.
I still can't get over that.
Oh my God. Welcome to Wyoming.
You need to move.
The state of the frontier. Yeah.
Like, do you have a Starbucks?
What? The Starbucks?
Like,
no, honey.
Like, if you have a Starbucks, you're technically like you're a person.
No,
if you don't have
not
a Starbucks,
person at all.
You're not a person.
Actually, the nearest Starbucks is up in Jackson Hole, and that's up there about an hour away. But right. But I do have an espresso, which I just have to make my own fantastic coffee. I went to Italy last year. You know what? I know how to get my good coffee. So, there you go.
So, here's my next question then. If you live in the fucking middle of nowhere, like, how far is the nearest gym?
My next door neighbor's basement.
Besides that one.
There's
like a business
town that is 20 miles south of me. I think they have a CrossFit now, and then they have another gym. 20 miles. It's 40 miles round trip from me.
20 miles?
Yes.
Holy fuck balls.
That's why.
So that's why you work out from home.
Actually, I think I've done a pretty good job. So.
Yeah, you have. I see you got your TRX hanging up. I was so happy when I saw that.
Which weight capacity is 250, so I'm a little heavy for that. But I'm getting there, and I got every weight known to man. So, and I even purchased a 55-inch TV, so I can do YouTube videos. So I've been thinking about. I know Beachbody has these really good videos. I don't know. Do you know anything about that? I don't know. Yeah, okay. My
really
sister started doing it in the video.
I mean, my philosophy is if it gets you
just
moving.
Do it. Well, because I was working, I did the Fitness Blender YouTube videos, but my internet's slow in my basement, and I'm burning more calories trying to figure out how to rewind it and restore it.
Because you live in the middle of nowhere. Internet doesn't know how to get there.
I give up. My life. Now you wonder. Now you know why I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm crazy.
Well, slightly. So if Stephanie can be in the middle of the nowhere in Wyoming and still get her activity in, you motherfuckers that live in a city, the gym down your street, or that have a Starbucks in your city, you guys have no excuse.
Preach, sister.
Like, none.
Yeah, especially
Nothing.
at Starbucks, because when you're done working out, you go to Starbucks. I can't do that. No.
There you go. Like if you have a staircase, if you have a chair, if you have a fucking floor,
Yes.
you can work out. Like you don't need much. And some people say, "Well, shouldn't you not say that cuz you own gyms?" No, I'm also super honest. You don't technically like just to get moving and do shit, you don't need a gym. You can do it all from your home. Now, if you want to
Yeah.
take it up a notch, okay, well then you might need some shit. But for the most part, if you're just looking to move, get healthy, exercise for health reasons and not do a whole bunch of crazy shit.
And
You can do that
here's
all from
another
home.
source of workout. You got a street, you got a road, and you got gravity. So yeah, that can kind of help you start moving a little
Valid.
bit. Now, sometimes I have to be real careful when I walk because there's shit out here that can eat you when you're walking. So, like bears and like tigers
Like what?
and things.
Oh. So do you walk with a shotgun?
Oh my god! Can you
That should be your
imagine
next
me
video,
with a
strapped
shotgun?
up.
Oh, sweet Jesus! I would end up. Oh yeah,
You
I live.
do
Okay,
live
but
in the
here's my
United
thing.
States of
Maybe I
America.
should because I probably could start gun control by me having a gun out there in public because God only knows what I'd be shooting. First of all, I'd shoot my own foot off. But yeah, no, nah. Now, don't get me wrong. My husband does have guns. He doesn't tell me where they are. Not that I care. Well, he's a bird hunter though too.
Probably
so
safe.
he doesn't. He's not. There's not a whole lot of bird hunting out here. But we're originally from South Dakota, so pheasant hunting. So, which are very good to eat, by the way.
Mm. Isn't it pretty easy for you to go and
It's
just get a gun though?
Come on, Ashley. Yes.
Fuck. Come in and get a mortgage.
There you go.
P.S.
Oh,
Thanks for your mortgage. Here's a rifle.
One of the schools here
AR-15.
raffled off I don't know if it was a rifle or a shotgun. I don't know what the difference are between the two. I literally don't know. But yeah, raffled off. I'm like, what? This is a school.
A school?
Yes. Oh, and
what the fuck? See, like here we raffle off like hockey tickets.
Oh my god, dangerous.
we don't.
Oh my god.
Hockey tickets and Timbits.
Raffle that off. Yeah, no. It's out of control down here. It absolutely is out of control. And
so on that note, what are some takeaways? I would say name a number one takeaway that you have to someone listening to this that's on their own weight loss journey, struggling. What would be one takeaway you would leave them with? I said
this the last time too, but it's don't give up. Keep trying. I have failed so many times, and I have just decided to give up. And this time, I have had a lot of failures since I started this weight loss journey very seriously. But the one thing I have not done is given up. I keep trying. And again, one of the nice things that I can see there's been a change with me is I may not have lost any more weight since April, but I haven't gained any weight either. And I've been able to keep this 40-pound weight loss for 1 year, and I have not been able to do that in over 15 years.
Wow. And I wouldn't say they're failures. I would just say that they're pauses.
Yeah, or hiccups.
Or hiccups. I'm going to say, yeah, hiccups or pauses because, you hop back on and you give it a whirl. So, I mean, I hate the word failure. I don't like the word failure.
That's a strong word.
I think you paused it. And then you pressed play again.
Yeah.
Went off again.
Yeah, because it's, I know a lot of us women do not have the brain that you have when it comes to this whole nutrition, exercise. Holly, the same way. We have this just cluster fuck of stuff in our brains that just can't allow it. It's such a struggle for us to to get to that point. So, um,
Mhm. Like, I wholeheartedly say, like, yeah, obviously I'm probably educated, been an athlete my whole life, yada yada, but I'm not gonna lie. There's times where, like, I hit the pause button because I'm like, fuck this. And I just have no drive or motivation to train. Um, After I stopped competing, I stopped running. I used to love running. Like, I used to put on my shoes, put on my music, and just fucking run. And before I knew it, I was over like 10K, which is, I think, like 7.5 miles. And before I know it, but I loved it because I was an athlete. I had to, and it was a break from everything. But then when I stopped competing, I'd be lucky if I can run outside consistent for like a fucking kilometer. But I also don't do it anymore because I just stopped and I have no will to keep doing it. It's very weird, but like we all have our issues. Um, Even us athletes or professionals in the industry, we all go through it. We all do. We might look like we don't on Instagram, but like I'm pretty vocal about when I feel like shit. But for those of you on Instagram following these kind of like heavy hitter athletes and thinking that they're perfect and they don't go through shit, it's all just an image. Everyone
Ashley, that's
does.
so good to hear. People like me need to hear that because, again, it's that whole image of what we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to want to work out and and it's just, when you are at a certain weight too, it hurts. It hurts to move.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep. And that's the other thing that, like, you brought up a good point about when you were running and it hurt and you hurt your knee. Like, for me, sitting here listening to that, I cringe because, like, not to shit on your trainer, but you don't make someone that weighs that run. You just don't, because your joints can only take so much. And it's finding, like, if you're that person that's not ready to run. It's just being able to find movements that you can do that's okay for you that'll still get you the results that you want. Um, so just try not to push yourself to a point where you end up
right,
stopping and giving
exactly.
up.
Because yeah, that was one of the things I just felt. I hurt so much, and I think again, my trainer and I were obviously in different places. She, I think, was trying to create an athlete with me, wanting to sculpt my body faster than I actually needed to go. That's another thing about this journey
Mm-hmm.
is I am not expecting to get into a size 8, 6, or 4. That is not what my goal is. My goal is to be able to walk into a restaurant and not have to worry about, am I going to fit in the booth or not? Getting on an airplane and,
Mm-hmm.
is this person that I'm going to sit next to going to be so annoyed with me so close to them? And do I need an extender belt or any of that other stuff? I just want to be able to just live my life without having to think about those types of stupid things that the average person doesn't and never will have to worry about.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. There's a lot of those, like, one guy, his name is Norm. I hope he's listening to this. Um, he was one of my biggest clients. He's 500 pounds, and one of his goals was to get on an airplane. And the first time I listened to him, I'm like, wow, I've never had anyone actually say that. But when you're 500 pounds, getting through that little doorway onto the airplane, you might not get through it, or getting through the aisle, or getting on the ground to play with his grandkids was another one. Because at 500 pounds, getting on the floor, you're not getting back up. And or tying your shoes. That was that was one that actually, out of all of them, that was actually the one that stuck with me. And to see this human being not be able to simply bend down, tie their shoes was huge. And it really got me kind of like taking a step back and I was like, out of all the goals, that's like the one goal I just want to smash because I want to be able to see you tie your shoe, but also get on the ground and play with those grandkids. In 3 months, we were able to do it all. But it was funny when I wrote it. We had a chalkboard in our studio, and I wrote down to tie your shoes on the chalkboard. And some other clients from other trainers would come in and be like, tie your shoes. Like, is that a joke? And I looked at it and it's interesting because the average person, they can bend down and tie their shoes. But for some people, it's like the biggest struggle of their day. And like being completely out of breath because you're crushing your lungs, but crushing everything while you're trying to bend down, and you literally suffocate yourself that he would get so out of breath. It was a huge learning experience for me. That's for sure. But we got him tying his shoes, we got him on the floor, and we got him up, and we knocked those out of the park. And now he's working on getting on that airplane.
That's great. Yeah, because the airplane too, the looks that you get, because I fly quite a bit. It's just, oh God, it's just embarrassing to have to deal with that. I don't want to have to deal with that embarrassment anymore. And with the shoes, at least right now, one of the things too that overweight people, if we are able to tie our shoes, our tie is always to the side because we can't reach. So our bows are never in the middle. They're always on the side.
You know that I'm going to fucking look at this now, right?
I know you are. Unless someone else is tying them, they're always going to be on the side. They're never straight. So,
and God knows how many people are listening right now. Now they're all going to look to see.
To the side. What? Yeah. No. That was one of the things. I can tie my shoes now so they're straight up and down. So I know that was like, God, look at this, looks stupid. But yeah, no, So just the little tiny thing. That's all I want. I don't need to be beautiful and gorgeous anymore. I want to be able to, and also going to concerts. Not that I'm a big concert goer, but to stand all that time for a concert. Awful. It's awful,
Huh. See, things I would have never thought about.
Just the day-to-day things. So, yeah. Wow. And it's funny, too, when I first started walking, my left thigh would go to sleep. I get the pins and needles in my leg. And I finally realized that some of my fat must be pushing on a nerve when I was walking. It was the weirdest thing. It's kind of gone away, but that I don't know if anybody else has that issue.
Write it on the podcast. So you had that happen. Write it in the comments.
Yeah, comment on that. I'd like to know because it was the weirdest thing. I mean, I talked to my doctor, they were like, I don't know, I've never heard of that before. They weren't too concerned about it. So I self-diagnosed myself, which,
I don't know how that happens.
Probably smart. I don't know.
Alexa!
Oh, great. Now she's going to... Yeah, uh-huh. Oh.
Did it answer?
Yes, it answered. It totally answered.
That's so good.
That bitch has got some good hearing. That's for
I'm an
sure.
asshole. Well, on that note, don't give up. That is our ending comments today. So if you guys are struggling with weight loss in your journey, first off, follow Stephanie. So at Holy Crap I'm Fat, which will also be in the description of this podcast on Instagram. So you can follow her journey and follow those hashtags every month for yourself as a little motivational kicker. Nutfog, obviously, you'll put his on there too. So follow Nutfog. They both do fun stuff. And follow along, comment, help support her community and get shit done, as I say. So on that note, I'd like to thank you for coming on for part 2. And sorry, I got a little political there.
Yeah, sorry, people.
I think there'll be a part 3 with Nutfog as well, and we'll rant about stuff.
Yeah,
going on down there.
Be part of that one too.
He would. It'll be fun. So if you guys don't know who Nutfog is, follow him on Insta too, because you'll laugh. You'll pretty much start your day with a laugh. But
Exactly. And it would give Operation Pee Your Pants a whole other meaning.
This is also true. So people, get out your Insta, start following. If you like this podcast, like it, comment, share it. If you haven't listened to any of the other episodes, feel free to head to thecandidsavage.com or find it on iTunes or Podbean and check out the other podcasts available. And on that note, we are out because it is late and we need our beauty sleep. We'll catch you guys later. Again, follow and share. We'll catch you on the next podcast.